start off with 1 or 2 shelters rather than, starting off with a large number at a time, because every shelter is different.
Once people see that something small is making a difference, there's likely to be more buy-in and more acceptance.
Actually, some of the people who have been the most resistant have been people who have reversed overdoses in the building. And kind of through those experiences, people get esteem. People get esteem from helping their community.
Make sure that what you are doing is really responding to the specific need that is in your community. So really make sure that you're looking at what are the types of substances people are using, what are the ways in which they're using them, and think about how you might need to tweak things around that. And then be prepared to respond as those trends change.
We sort of try to grab existing resources. What can we pull out of our capital budget that's already for the building? How can we think about, harm reduction supplies in the same way we would think about like a sprinkler system for fire prevention, right? Like, how do we really put it as part of the building budget?
All of the peer responders have a supply of Narcan that we keep in our room. And one of the guys, Nick, has the master supply of Narcan. And so he stocks the stairwells because we have a little red emergency Narcan box on every floor that people can just come up and take.
We've built in quite a few policies and procedures, a lot of redundancy, a lot of checklists, a lot of do this every day, do this every 5 minutes, do this every 15 minutes, because you have to be consistent or you will miss things.
We have a high staff to participant ratio so that we can make sure that people are safe. We have things like bathroom limits where we check on folks if they're in the bathroom for longer than 5 minutes to make sure that they're not overdosing. Everything in this program is designed around safety and assuming that they have recently used drugs or they've used drugs today.
Take your rules, if you have a handbook, if you have whatever your guidelines, whatever it is that you are holding participants accountable to. Take a look at that, go through it line by line and think about what is the real purpose of this? Is the real purpose of this to keep people safe, to give people choice, to make sure to fit within whatever guidelines our funder has provided for us? And if the answer is not yes to one or most of those, then you might want to go back and look at why is it there. I think a curfew is a great example of this. I have yet to have somebody justify to me how a curfew is actually benefiting anybody.
You may be receiving pressures from funders, from stakeholders that really want to make decisions for you about the direction and the implementation methodology of your program, but you always, always, always have to go back to the core reason of why you're doing this, and it's for people who use drugs, for drug users. So always center that at your core and you're golden.